So recently I was reading one of the rumor sites in my mind, and I came across an interesting article about the GH6. Full specs leaked. Fantastic. I just want to disclose what I found out. Let's talk about it.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
First of all, before we get started, do you see a difference? Can you see it? Is it different? We have a filter on here, a black Pro Mist, 1/4, 1/4, 3/4 of a filter. So I'll do a side by side. I'll take it off, but first I'll do this. What the hell? Oh no. Sitting next to me is an autistic child with no filter. So I have the filter. He lives in his mother's living room. I live in a castle. They look similar just because same designer, but mine was more expensive. So do you see the difference? Is it more pleasing? I don't even, like, I do see a difference. I've made some tests. The contrast is lower. I like that with the filter on. The lights do weird things that I don't really notice, and edges seem softer. Is it worth it? Do you love it? Let's move on with the video. So the Panasonic team is a capable group of executives working with a flawed microchip of a system. There was a study done where they tried to find out the real sensor size of a micro four thirds sensor, and they had to compare them to runt mice, and only the runtiest of mice with diabetes could be measured to be micro four thirds in size. So that proved difficult to overcome. As much as my heart cries for a full frame camera, I still haven't felt the glory. I've only got to test them in camera stores, and my friend let me use his for a bit, and that was nice. But I haven't got to just love one in my heart, like sleep with it at night. I need that. But really, when it comes to the overall system and usability, I couldn't be happier with Panasonic. I'm a fanboy now. I had the stupidest lens on earth, and that destroyed the whole system for me. I had the Mitacon manual focus at 50 mils. I was like, why? This whole thing sucks, the image sucks, it's hard to use. Once I got the new lenses, 12mm f1.4, my little friend over here, the Leica. It's a Leica lens, you assholes. Stop diminishing my gains. Like, oh, that's just a Panasonic, it says Leica for no reason. Actually, it doesn't even say Leica on the lens. There's nowhere. Oh, it's a lie. Oh, it says it. Oh no, you can see my mic boom stand. Oh, the details are being revealed. Oh, the micro. We'll stop this. So I love Panasonic now. They have a special place in my heart. They don't take up much space because it's only a micro four thirds size space in my heart. But it's in there forever. Are they the perfect company? We all got our flaws. It's how you overcome your flaws. That's the real measure of truth. You know, if you have one leg, doesn't mean you can't go for a walk. It's gonna be an awkward walk, a hopping one. You might look a little weird, but you could still get to the place you need to go. You just have to get a little cage thing with wheels for your stump. But once you do that, you're good. So the Panasonic GH6 rumor that I read in my mind is upon us, and it's got some interesting features. We need to change the whole system here. I don't like what they did with the GH5 and then the G9 and then the GH5S. They're stepping on each other. Right now, no word of a joke. If I wanted a video camera to take with me out on the road, it would have to be that G9. It wouldn't be the GH5 because it's too heavy. It couldn't be the GH5S because it has no stabilization. So you can't make a photo camera better than your video camera. It has better stabilization, better video autofocus, and it's lighter. If you had a boardroom meeting about that, I swear to God, I want to hear it. Alright fellas, the GH5, it's performing well, selling like hotcakes apparently. That's a pancake, by the way. It does have gluten in it, so beware. But we should make another camera maybe. A different one though, or the same, better but worse. Any ideas? I got it, boss. GH5 is our video camera. That remains untouched. We make a photo camera now. No video in it at all. But will people take pictures with our micro Tiny Tim sensor? It's good for video, but pictures? Can you even see detail in anything you take? Well, no, but we can do a high resolution mode and move the sensor around in a little dance there, and you'll be able to see something, I'm sure. Can we do that? We're so talented here at Panasonic. This is amazing. So, alright, let's do it. Let's make a photo camera. And then we'll have a clear section. Video camera and a photo camera. Good idea. May I suggest a plot twist? We make the video stabilization better in the photo camera. And we make the video autofocus better. Lighter, easier to use in the field if you were a videographer. But take out all the 10-bit stuff and put a recording limit on it. Tim, you're a legend. You're a legend of your time. Just make the camera. You have the full go-ahead. Make it. It's getting brighter. We better expose with shutter speed. Like a professional. Oh, too dark. Nope. We're good. So enough with the confusion and manipulation. We're not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. The GH5S, best video camera, no stabilization. GH5, amazing, bad autofocus. G9, better autofocus, stupid limits. Stop it. In the GH6, we get away from all that. We get away from it. We combine them. We put the GH5, all the best features of the GH5 and the GH5S and the G9 into one and improve that. Holy shit. So in the GH6, we got our GH5S sensor in here, the multi-aspect one. 1.8 times crop, slightly less loser-like. This isn't showing anything. I'm cropping. I'll stop. I don't even care if you put the dual ISO shit in here. I'm at ISO 160. Lower the ISO. It's too bright. I'm at what the hell? I don't need your 2500 ISO. I need 50. Give me 50. So that's going in. That's going in. So we're nearly in Super 35 territory here, size-wise. We're stabilizing this bitch. We are stabilized GH5S sensor. Just stop it. Professionals don't use gimbals. Gimbal users are criminals. That's all we know. People who use gimbals usually put their socks on upside down, so the heel part's on top, because they want to protect in case anything falls on the top of their feet. It's slightly thicker. That's what gimbal users do. Gimbal users bring coupons to grocery stores and use them in the express lane. You had 1 to 8 items, and then you used 15 coupons. You wasted everybody's time. That's what gimbal users do. Gimbals are the dumbest invention mankind has ever come up with. They're heavy, they need batteries, and those are the only 2 things that matter. They should die. Now here's where the GH6 shines. It's not focused on the specs. It's not trying to get 4K 120p. It ain't looking for 11-bit 444. You're a 44 whore. Yeah, that's right, I said it. I had to be the one. You had to be told. In the GH6, we realized the potential of mankind come to a forefront of Star Trek shit. We got a digital ND filter variable. That's how we auto-expose, and it works fantastic. You set your aperture, blurry background, nailed it. ISO, 50, 25 if you got it. And then, we'll take care of the rest. You don't worry. Face exposure, I want a box of exposure around this head, this melon. And then everything else doesn't matter. This is your priority here. This is your moneymaker. And just the electronic variable thing is just flashing and doing whatever it's doing. Thickness. I explain things well. So auto exposure just best in class, and you can keep your settings the way you want it. No more fiddling around with ISO, ND filters. My ND filter. Do you have any idea the worries it brings me? If you go too dark, it creates the X pattern. If you go too light, it doesn't do it. It barely does anything. It barely exposes enough. And then always vignettes terribly. The sky is blue on this side. Got all sorts of problems here. That will all go away with the variable ND. Now listen, Panasonic. You know what your strengths are. You know what your one weakness is. You better fix it. I swear to God. I see you walking down the street in your full body armor, and you have one piece missing right by your rib cage, and it's being stabbed repeatedly by pigeons. Because you ignore it. You ignore it and you deserve what you get. Your pigeon nightmare death. Thankfully, in the GH6, Panasonic has remedied the situation and put in quadruple pixel autofocus. They stole it from Canon because Canon's given up. They're scared of smartphones. Every night they try to make a camera and they see a smartphone and they're like, people jumping for a mouse. Canon executives jump at smartphones. Just face detect our lives already. We deserve it. Stop trying to make contrast work. Your DFD shit depth from defocus. You have defocus in the name of your autofocus system. Oh, first it has to be autofocus to get in focus. Shut your mouth. That's not how life works. I'm not asking for 4K 120p. I'm not asking for the 480p at any frame rate. Yes, I am. 720p, 480p, it better be in there. I swear to God. I just want usability increase. I want more custom buttons on the front. Realize that people film ourselves. We're egotistical. We have no care about others. We just care about ourselves. So we need more buttons here. I only got one button here. And I use it for the audio levels. What if I had 5 or 6 more buttons? And then 5 or 9 over here. There's 5 to 9 buttons over here. That's all I ask. Stop assuming that I'm gonna be behind this camera. You make this pure sheet metal. For all I give a shit. In the back. Who gives a shit? Make your flippy screen bigger too. Ooh. Give me at least a 4-inch screen. That's all I've ever wanted in life. 4 inches. Just at least give me that. Not less than that. I can make it by with 4, but not less. Sure, you're not gonna win any awards in the men's locker room with a 4-incher, but there's a lot you can get done with 4 inches. There's a lot. Just everybody's happy. And give us 48 frames per second so I can make the Hobbit movie. I want it. I saw it. They had that in the DJI Osmo Action. You can do 48 frames. I'm like, why don't you have that? Come on. Give it to me. Even though it'll suck and I'll only use it once. I demand it be in there. So those are the GH6 specs as we know it. I know Panasonic is releasing something on the 31st. Very curious. Very curious. Will it be a better video camera version of their full frame with a flippy screen? I don't hold a lot of hope in my heart alive for that whole system just because the lenses are big and heavy, expensive, and they're Leica lenses. I like the fake Leica lenses that are affordable because like Leica just looked at them once and said, okay, yeah, that's fine. Good enough. It's like when your kid comes home, he made a stupid painting and then Leica said, yeah, it's good enough. That's what I want. So I think we're done here. What do you think the GH6 should have? Post it down below. And what do you think of the Black Pro Mist filter? We've been using it the whole time. Is it fantastic or should I send it back? It came scratched. I see the 2 scratches in this whole case. You can see like this thing's been through a war zone. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God. Like seriously, I'm tapping to focus here. I've noticed the Black Pro Mist makes that worse. The autofocus. Can you see the... You can't even see it. God damn it. But like all this shit here, it's like scratched. Like they just threw this. That's how they delivered it. Look what I have to do to myself. Are you believing this? Stop making me do this, Panasonic. Face detection, quadruple pixel autofocus. Do it. And that's it. Thank you for watching the video. Thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.